Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller, the podcast. I'm joined by Seth.
Hey, welcome, guys. Thanks for finding us on the internet.
Now, these shows originally aired on Brookings Radio, but now they're all here for your enjoyment. I hope you like it.
There you go. Sit back, enjoy the show, relax. Let us know if you want to see anything on future shows. As we said, this comes out live in the Brookings area, but enjoy this archive episode.
Beer Untapped with Perry Miller.
Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. One of the best parts of autumn is being able to savor the amazing flavor of made locally with fresh hops added beer. Hops added almost immediately after being picked. Wet hopped or fresh hopped beers this week on Beer Untapped. This technique had apparently been used at small British breweries for some time. It was probably done at harvest time wherever hops were grown, but its first known use in the U.S. is believed to be at Sierra Nevada Brewing with their Harvest Ale in 1996. They'd been using fresh dried hops in their wonderful Celebration Ale since about 1981, but this was something new. This was whole cone fresh hops going right in the tank.
Hops are used throughout the year, and they're usually pelletized. So what will happen is they'll dry them out, and they'll go through a pelletizer to make them so that they can hold all year. When you pelletize hops, though, and when you dry out the hops, you do lose some of the aromas. There's still value in the hops when they're dried. But the cool thing about the hop harvest season is that there's a lot of the flavors, the volatiles, the aromas, the things that are in the actual hop plant that won't survive the packaging process that you can get if you use that hop right away. So there's a lot of breweries, including our own right now, that are using fresh hops in their finishing products of their beer.
That's Seth Cook at Wooden Legs Brewing in Brookings. Breweries around the country now make wet hop beers at harvest time because of the amazing flavors and aromas that can be had. Wooden Legs first made their local ale 2 years ago, and then again this year.
When you use that hop wet, when you use it from picking it right off the vine, there's a whole series of flavors that are very subtle that come through. Some of them aren't so subtle.
And to be a true fresh hop beer, I mean, it goes from the field to the beer like in hours. Sometimes.
Yeah, right, and that's what we did. I made fish tacos for all my employees, and we picked hops on my neighbor's deck and one of our other friends' decks, and at one of our owners' decks. Literally picked hop at 3 locations. I fed my team, and we picked hops for 8 hours, and they came that night with their hands all sticky and smelling like hops.
It's not a fun job.
No. It's a terrible job, and that's why I make the employees do it. No, that's why I made them really good fish tacos. And then we stuffed them in the fermenters, and we started at noon, and we were still stuffing fermenters at 11 o'clock at night. But the fruit of our labor is in the reward here, and we've got 3 fresh hop beers on tap right now. They probably won't last very long.
My favorite of the 3, the Drink Local Pale Ale.
This is based on the Split Rock Creek. We have some variety in it. We changed some things a little to help accentuate the fresh hops. But it's a pale ale. It's our base pale ale beer. And Split Rock Creek has actually been recognized just recently as one of the best beers in South Dakota.
Congratulations, by the way.
We were very happy for that. And it's fun for people to say that because we really like it. So I'm glad that other people do too. We like drinking it. But we took the base of that, did a little bit of variety to it, and then added the fresh hops on top of it. This one actually has Cascade and Zeus and Nugget hops, and those are all grown just within a mile of the brewery. Actually, a little bit of them came from Volga, where I live too. So most of them are within a mile, and then some just over in Volga.
They also brewed a wet hopped amber ale.
This also has Cascade and Zeus, but whereas the pale ale had a priority on one, this one we flipped it over and has the priority on the other. So it's the same hops, but the ratio has been inverted. The amber ale has a really distinct flavor, and we use an amber malt. It's actually called an amber malt in here. It gives a beautiful kind of a red hue to it, and gives a baked caramel, not like a burnt caramel, but like a baked caramel, balanced by the wet hop. And as opposed to the pale ale we just had, this one I think carries a better balance, kind of an A and B.
Yep. You know what we almost have here? It occurred to me on that last sip is we almost have a caramel apple.
Right. There's definitely some fruit.
Coming up, the 3rd fresh hopped beer at Wooden Legs and more as Beer Untapped continues. Welcome back to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. We're talking wet hopped beers and the 3 currently available at Wooden Legs in Brookings. There's the Drink Local Pale Ale, the Amber Ale, and then thirdly, bordering on the insane IPA, based on their What We Got.
So the name What We Got is really derived from just the experimentation, the process of having really good material on hand, using some creative editing to see what you can use with what you have, and that's where What We Got came from. The beer you have before you is based on What We Got, but it's not called What We Got. We're calling this beer All We Got, because after we had dry hopped the pale ale and the amber ale, we thought, let's use whatever hops we have left, because we spent all day picking them. Let's not waste them. Let's use whatever hops we have left, and let's stuff them into the What We Got.
A beer already loaded with hops.
Right. So it's probably borderline obnoxious, and I like that about this beer. It is loud. So you try this beer. It's an experience. This beer. It's not abrasive. It's not meant to be offensive, but it is quite intense in a lot of the flavors.
For those of you that have the 2014 version of the Drink Local Pale Ale, be sure to try this year's model. Same hops, grown in the same places, but a different year with different weather means different flavors.
The pale ale version of this actually won the People's Choice Award at the Craft Beer Expo in Sioux Falls in 2014. The base of this is the same. The hop gardens we grew, or that we used for this, are the same, but the plant and the harvest is different. Although it's the same variety, although it's grown from the same rhizome,
different year.
It's a different year, based on moisture, based on sunshine, based on how the wind blows. Literally, in some cases, this is a different beer this year.
These fresh hopped beers need to be enjoyed fresh, preferably right where they're made.
The cool thing about this, again, is as you continue to taste it, the wet hop beers develop as you taste them. Like you'll take the first drink and you'll taste something. Once it passes over your palate, you'll still have some residual there that you'll taste another taste, the aroma almost to this taste, and then as you continue, it will continue to develop. And it's a really weird experience because you can sit here and sip them and taste 3 different beers on one sip.
Also today, a preview of an event coming to Wooden Legs October 15th.
So I've finally done it. We've finally made a Marzen, an Oktoberfest beer. Our brand new head pubkeep, Liz took over the position of our head pubkeep here. She took that promotion and continues to be an awesome part of the team here. She sat me down on one of her first days and said, we have to do an Oktoberfest beer. So,
good job, Liz.
Good job, Liz. We sat down and I said, if we're going to do an Oktoberfest, it's going to be done the way I like it. And it is a bit more German inspired than some of the really malty stuff. Very good. Oktoberfest, still a lager. And we said, let's do an event. So on the 15th of October, we're going to release our Oktoberfest beer. We'll probably put some pretzels out, as we always do. We'll probably put some sausage out, as we do, spatzel and German potato salad, and we will have an Oktoberfest.
And Joe kills the German food.
Right, man.
And he kills it.
He actually really likes it. And you can't go wrong with tubed meat. I mean, that's just...
Stand and sing ein Prosit. Oktoberfest is here.
Don't miss Oktoberfest, October 15th at Wooden Legs. I've had a preview taste of their Marzen, and it's excellent. That's it for this week's show. Until next time, drink local and drink responsibly. Thank you for listening to this archived edition of Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Feel free to listen to other episodes, and if there's anything you'd like us to talk about on a future show, please let us know. Thanks again.